This is section 3.7, part 2. It is the last section here in section 3.7. In the first part, we looked at solving equations for y. Here we're going to start to solve different equations for different letters. So it's always going to tell you what it wants you to solve for. So let's look at number 1. So number 1 says d equals rt, which is our distance equals rate times time formula, which you should be familiar with. We're going to solve it for r. So just like before, I'm going to circle what I want to solve for, which is r. Okay? Then I'm going to look and see what they did to r, and I'm going to undo it. So what they did to r here was they multiplied by t. So the opposite of multiplying by t is to divide by t. Okay, both sides, my t's will cancel here. So I have r equals, again, we cannot combine these because I don't know what d is and I don't know what t is. So I'm going to leave it just like it says. D over t. The r is by itself, so I know I'm finished. We're going to do some of these, and I might come back and do some more depending on time here. So number 15. When I look at it, it wants me to solve this equation for h. Okay? So when I look at what they did to h, was they multiplied it by 2 pi r. Okay, I'm going to clump those all together as one thing, 2 pi r. So if they multiplied by 2 pi r, I want to divide by 2 pi r. So we're going to divide this side by 2 pi r, and this side by 2 pi r. Okay, so those cancel. So I'm left with h equals, again, I don't know what this is, so we're going to leave it just like it says. S over 2 pi r. Okay, remember with our formulas, we're not going to come up with a number answer, because I cannot combine these because they're not like terms. Okay, let's look at number 17 here. Scooch down a little bit. Alright, number 17, it wants me to solve for x. So I'm going to circle, again, what I'm solving for. And then I look to see what they did to x, and I'm going to undo it. So they multiplied by m, and they added b. My rules tell me that I need to get rid of addition and subtraction first. So I'm going to get rid of plus b. The opposite of adding b is to subtract b from both sides of the equal sign. I don't know what y minus b is, so I'm going to leave it. Y minus b. I just write it in a line. Up in 15, I left it as a fraction because it was division. Here, since it's subtraction, we're going to keep it in one straight line. Okay, I'm on to the next step. I'm going to circle what I want to solve for, which is x. What they did to x here was they multiplied it by m. So the opposite of multiplying by m is to divide by m. So multiply the right side by, or divide the right side by m, and divide the left side by m. So again, I don't know what this is, so I'm going to leave it just like it says. Y minus b over m. Okay? Remember, you're not trying to get a number answer. There will not be a number answer. Alright, let's try number 19 here. Alright, number 19, it wants me to solve for s. So I'm going to circle s. It's here. Okay? So what did they do to s? Well, they multiplied it by pi r squared. Again, I'm clumping those two things. Pi r squared. And they divided by 260. When I have formulas like this, I want to get rid of the fraction first. I'd like to see everything on a line if at all possible. So I'm going to get rid of dividing by 260. The opposite of dividing by 260 is to multiply by 260. So I'm going to say times 260 on this side, and times 260 on that side. So my 260s are going to cancel. So 260 times a is 260a. And since my 260's canceled, I'm left with pi r squared s. So again, circling what I'm solving for S. What they did to S this time was they multiplied by pi r squared. So again, we're going to do the opposite. The opposite of multiplying by pi r squared is divide by pi r squared. Both sides. Okay, these cancel. So I have S equals, again, I don't know what this is. It's fine. You're just going to write it just like it looks. 260a divided by pi r squared. It's fine. You're not looking for a number answer. All right, let's try number 21. When I look at number 21, I want to solve for h. So that's this over here. So when I look at h, they multiplied it by 1/3 b. Okay. Remember, like I said before, if I have a fraction, I really want to get rid of the fraction first. So to get rid of the fraction, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, remember the reciprocal of 1/3 is 3/1, or just 3. Oops, just 3. So I'm going to say times 3 times 3. So my 1/3 and my 3 will cancel out. So 3 times v is 3v. And on this side I have left over bh. So I'm circling what I'm solving for, which is h. And I'm going to undo what they did. So they multiplied by b. We're going to divide by b. So h equals, again, I don't know what this is. We're going to leave it. Okay? A lot of kids get confused because they don't have a number answer. You're not going to get a number answer. Okay? You're going to end up with a bunch of letters, and that's fine. Okay? Your goal is to circle what you're solving for and to undo what they did. We follow the same rules that we did before. We get rid of addition and subtraction first, and then multiplication and division. Okay? So number 23 here, I want to solve for C. Alright, so on C they've done a lot of things. They added B, they added A, they divided by 3. I remember we would always get rid of that fraction first, so I want to get rid of that 3. So the opposite of dividing by 3 is to multiply by 3, and I'm multiplying both sides by 3. My 3's will cancel, so I have 3A equals A plus B plus C. Circling what I'm solving for. So I look to see what they did to C. They added B, they added A. Does it matter which one I subtract first? No. Let's subtract A first. So minus A minus A. So my A's will cancel. So I'm getting rid of addition and subtraction first. Since there's 2 additions, it doesn't matter which order I do them in. I'm going to start with A because it's first in the alphabet. So again, I don't know what this is. I'm going to leave it. 3A minus A equals, my A's cancel, so I'm left with B plus C. Again, circling what I'm solving for. So what they did to C, they added B. So we're going to do the opposite. The opposite of adding B is to subtract B from both sides. Again, I don't know what this is. Fine. We're just going to write exactly what it says. It says 3A minus A minus B equals C. Now that C is by itself, this is my answer. Right, don't worry that you don't know what the answer is, the exact number answer. There is not a number answer. Okay? Let's try some more. Let's go back up and do some more. Let's see. Which one should we do? Let's do 18 here. So 18, some space. Okay, again, circle what you're solving for. I'm solving for E. I'm going to look to see what they did to E, and I'm going to undo it. So what they did to E was they multiplied, or divided by R. Right? What they did was they divided by R. So the opposite of dividing by R is to multiply by R. So my R's will cancel out. R times I, I'm going to write IR just to put it in alphabetical order. My r's cancel, so I'm left with just e. I know this is my answer because the e is by itself. Let's go back and let's do 16. Okay, 16 wanted me to solve it for b, so I'm circling the letter. I'm looking to see what they did to b, and I'm going to undo it. So what they did to b was they added mx. So the opposite of adding mx is to minus mx. I minus mx from this side, I minus mx from the other side. Those cancel. I don't know what this is. I'm going to write down exactly what it says. Y minus mx equals b. The b is by itself, so I know this is my answer. Let's see, what else did we have that we didn't do? Maybe let's see if I can get two more in here real quick. So 14, for t, big T. Okay, so again, I look at what they did, and I'm going to undo it. So what they did to t was they minus LC. Okay. So the opposite of minusing LC is to add LC. Come on, here we go. I'm in that spot again. It's ridiculous. Okay. So, add LC. If I add LC to the right side, I add LC to the left side. So, don't know what this is, I'm going to write exactly what it says. B plus LC. These cancel, so I'm left with just T on the left side. I know I'm done because the T is by itself. Okay, going one step at a time. Okay, we'll stop there. At this point, you're going to stop and do section 3.7, checkpoint 2. In chapter 3.7, checkpoint 2.